going to college and not going to college doesn't determine whether you're a winner or a loser.
Thank you, man. I think it's all about perspective, you know. Yeah, it's all about perspective, because you can spin any situation how you want to, man. I choose to be grateful, you know what I mean? But
and now you're trying to be. We talk about he's trying to be a role model for his kids. You know what I mean? And how he didn't have that. So he didn't have that role model. I went through struggles, but I was lucky enough to have that. Both my parents, in their own ways, were, you know, my parents.
Perfect.
They're unbelievable role models for me. So whatever stuff I went through, had the right role models. So I was able, as Mark said, to learn from it. And that's, to me, whatever is coming in at you in life, if you then learn how to handle that, now you get more powerful to help other people. So it sounds to me like now Derek gets to teach and help a lot of other people. I thought I was a failure in life at age 20.
Damn.
Failure at life.
Wow.
Derek's 43. We just put out a book together. so his first big book.
And right now it's number 2 on Amazon, y'all said.
Something like that. Yeah. So
Jesus.
Yeah. ATG for life.
We'll link it below.
Who knows what he will go on to accomplish. We were just using in there something that he's, boom, he got a sample whipped up. I mean, he's 43. So for me, thinking I was a failure at 20, it would have been nice to see this podcast.
Why do you think you thought that? Why did you think you were a loser at 20?
Well, wanted to be a basketball player. Didn't get any recruitment out of high school. So, boom, you have to go to college. So, I was a failure. No college recruitment. Gnarly knee history. I couldn't even go to school my senior year. I was on a walker.
Let's say that it's 20 years from now or 18 years from now, and your son's on his way to, he's been thinking about college, but he's not getting accepted to college. He's bummed. Like, what would you tell him?
I don't know how to answer that exactly because I'm actually educating my kid. So I have an article. It's not public. I'll put it out public after this so you guys can read it. But I've actually written up exactly I'm going to educate my own kid. And just like how our program, like what we do in the gym is online, I'm putting it online. So this gives me some time. He's one. This gives me time to get it accredited. I'm already working on getting it so that's accredited. And
let's go.
I can't have him. There's certain things about it.
The levels of this game. Ben's on a different level.
It'll be the curriculum will go out this summer. It'll just be a free website the first couple of years because I don't know what service people are going to need. And so anyone can follow the journey of what I'm setting up for my kid, just learning from the things I went through so that there is no such thing as graduating thinking you're already a failure. So hopefully he'll be in a very different...
I guess that was my main point. Like your expectations of yourself were, not that they were like too high, they were just a little delusional. Like college, like going to college and not going to college doesn't determine whether you're a winner or a loser.
Yeah.
It'll feel that way when you put all of your value into like, I have to go to college. I have to get a Division I scholarship. These are things that must happen because that's what I've seen other people do, and that's how they're successful. So that's going to be my determining factor for success. But we know what a horrible recipe that can be, having somebody else's measures of success be our own. It's like a huge problem. So I hope people just kind of understand that. I think the easiest way to not feel like a loser is to not ever really think about it in the first place. However, if you're kicked in the balls enough when you're young and the odds are stacked against you, you will probably feel like a loser at some point.
What about you? I mean, you are the hardest working guy that I know over time. Like I work hard right now, but like you've been, you know what I mean? Hardest working guy I know. Never seen you actually say, as Derek said, like with intentions, never actually seen like a bad intention out of you. You know what I mean? So somewhere along the lines, you found something you were interested in and you let that drive you. So I think if you have the right mentors around you, you saw it from the moment I came here the first time. Since then, I was like, I want you to be my mentor. You know what I mean? Right. And you've been sending me stuff ever since. But you saw my frame of mind was, wow, this is a good mentor. Wow, Derek, I need you to be my training partner. You know what I mean? So as a go-to, people can find mentors, as Derek and I say, who are achieving the results you want to achieve. And on top of that, then, maybe before that, find something you're interested in, and then find mentors within that. And that kind of thinking totally changed my life.
What do you think helped you not lose belief in yourself? Because it sounded like you thought you were a loser, your knees were banged up. It seemed like everything was just like nothing was going to come true for you out of any of the things that you wanted to do. How were you able to, what did you hold on to? Were you like, I'm smart, or I'm fast, or there's some skill set or something that kept you to be resilient?
I knew I was pretty skilled at basketball. So if I could somehow figure out how to get my body able to play, able to be athletic.
I think that's really important though, because I think that sometimes people, they don't work on a skill. And if you work on a skill and you think that you even developed one, even if you didn't develop one to the level that you really wanted to, you still have a skill set that allows you to believe in yourself a little bit more than the next person probably.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you're enjoying this clip, but listen up. We have this beef company, Piedmontese Beef, that no matter what diet you're doing, whether it's low fat, high fat, carnivore, keto, whatever, they have perfect cuts that are going to fit your diet perfectly. And the cool thing, Andrew, less connective tissue, so you're not going to have those gristly, nasty things that you have to spit out when you eat beef.
That's what those are?
That's what those are.
Oh, and Piedmontese doesn't have that.
They don't have that because the cows are jacked, lack of connective tissue, buttery when you cut into it. Amazing taste. So, Andrew, how can they get some Piedmontese?
Yes, sir. It's over at Piedmontese.com. That's Piedmontese.com. At checkout, enter promo code POWER for 25% off your order. And if your order is $150 or more, you get free 2-day shipping. Again, that's at Piedmontese.com, promo code POWER. Let's go ahead and get back to this podcast.
But honestly, what jumped to my mind is the simple fact that my parents, they weren't telling me to get a plan B. I had no business still trying to get a basketball scholarship, My whole story is that I actually ran out of eligibility. I was too old, but I was actually succeeding. I got a D1 scholarship at 23 years old. I've never heard of that happening.
That's
true.
Usually.
Wow.
But my parents, I was sitting at the dinner table with my dad last week, and he admitted to me that he genuinely did not think it was possible for me to dunk, even though I still thought this program, you know what I mean? You know what it's like when you're searching for that perfect program and finally some stuff broke through. He never thought I would dunk, but he actually never told that to me, never told it to my mom. My parents they would still make me work hard. So I was out of high school, I was working hard, but they never told me, you're not going to be a basketball player. And my wife is the same way. I think my wife believed in me more than I did. And so I was very fortunate to have people like that around me. Not every parent is going to let you still be, thinking you're going to be a basketball player when it doesn't make any sense. You know? And actually, when Derek and I started working together, first thing he was like, the world needs to know about this. I was like, really? Yeah. He beat that into me. The world needs to know about what's happening in this gym. So Derek believing in my, professional stuff. My wife still thinks I'm could beat Michael Jordan in his prime one-on-one. She genuinely, she would somehow, he'll get lucky. She actually believes in me to that degree.
Wow.
And then my parents were amazing enough not to have their judgment. I think my mom also believed I could do anything too, but my dad never thought I would dunk a basketball. But he never told me that. So I can't take full credit for that. You asked me, why didn't I give up on myself? Did I have some inner belief in myself? Clearly, the people around me did.
Yeah.
What about for yourself? Did you have a mentor or something to hold on to that allowed you to just continue to pursue heading in the right direction?
Yeah, I definitely answer that. But one thing I can say about Ben, once he has a vision in his mind, it's going to happen. It might take a year, 5 years, 10 years, but I feel like he's not going to stop. He's like a pit bull. He's not going to let go until it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I love being around people like that. You know what I mean? Ben played basketball together for the first time forever. We always used to play on opposite teams, but it was nice because I know, when you got a partner that's they're going to bring it with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just I just wanted to say that, man, about Ben. Ever since I've known him, 18, 19, 20, he's always you could tell he got a vision, you know what I mean? And people know, in our area, Clearwater, for 5-10 years, people knew Ben. They didn't know it was going to be knees over toe guy, but they knew Ben was going to be successful, man. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't even started yet. But yeah,
Appreciate that.
But for me, man, I'm telling you, I had a hard knock life, man. My city, where I'm from, it's just like, if I go back today, everybody's doing the same thing in the same bars and the same clubs and in the same, like, and it's like talking about the same sports, same chicks, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was a blessing for me to be able to leave. And then I just looked up people, man. Like Ben is one of my mentors. Like now you guys are mentors. So I did seek out. I read a lot of books. Just like I just read a lot, man. I just had to reach outside of myself just to kind of to find mentors, but not close proximity, man. I learned a lot of what not to do. I tell you that. Yeah.
You know, the cool things on the podcast, like past few months, we've been talking a lot about like belief and belief in oneself, because like we notice like when people say, oh, I can't do something, or it's not possible for somebody to do something, we also notice that it's also that affects that individual's belief system for themselves. They naturally put a cap on their ability to do certain things just because they lack, like they don't believe others can do it. So immediately they don't think they can. And what you were talking about with your dad, I think is super powerful, because it just shows how big of a difference a parent's belief system in their child can have on the outcomes and the belief that child has in themselves. Like that's one thing. I didn't have a dad either. My dad wasn't there. He's in Nigeria right now. We have contact via WhatsApp, but I had a mother that massively believed in me and just massively didn't try to chime in. She wasn't telling me I was talented or anything like that. But every time I worked at something and got good at something or had success with something, she would praise the fuck out of that. And she would just continue to put down like, you work at this, you get it, you're good. Like that's the thing. And that's why at this point, my belief system's rock solid. It doesn't matter what the fuck anybody tells me, because of her. And that's like, that's huge. Number one, if you're an individual, you can find that for yourself. You can have that self-belief, but getting around other people, like me getting here to super training back in 2015, getting around a bunch of lifters that were stronger than me and better than me. I ended up coming here and I was strong, but I wasn't the strongest in the gym anymore. And I immediately started getting like much stronger, because I had great people around me, great mentors around me that could take a look at what I was doing and lead me in the right direction.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, because we continue to bring you
Peak content on this channel. Obviously, you guys are here. You guys have watched the whole video. So like, comment, subscribe. All right. See you later.